You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's JPA here now. In today's video I'm going to be talking about Rangers versus Aberdeen, which is coming up on Sunday. Really big game. Probably the biggest game of our season so far. Obviously we're out of the cups, so this comes down to the most important game for us, because if we win it secures second, and if we didn't win it's a real battle the next couple of games to get that second place. I'll go into more detail about the points and stuff like that in a minute, and we'll just get straight into this video. So yeah, Rangers Aberdeen on Sunday. It's a 3 o'clock kick-off at Ibrox. It's available on Sky Sports, also available on Rangers TV if you're outside the UK. If you're outside the UK, I don't think any of my subscribers are, but if you are watching from outside the UK, I'd go for Rangers TV. It's better coverage, if you like, and you're not going to get Andy Walker talking absolute mince. And you'll get better commentary from Tom Miller, and obviously it's usually an ex-Rangers player. It's usually like Loving Krantz or Kevin Thompson, something like that. Usually comes on, does a co-commentary, and it's really good to listen to rather than listen to two biased commentators, in my opinion. Yeah, it's going to be a really tough game. Obviously I said about the points. Rangers right now are 8 points in front of Aberdeen. Obviously if we win, there's only 3 games left, it makes us 11 points in front, so they can't catch us. So for that point of view, we'd finish second at least, which is good. It's obviously what we're aiming for now. First for me is away in the distance, so that's not going to happen this season. But the bad thing is if they win, cuts the gap down to 5 points, and we've still got 3 difficult games to play, which is obviously Hibs at the Ibrox, Celtic at Ibrox, and then a difficult away game against Kilmarnock on the final day. Obviously we didn't want to leave it to the final day. We want to get this wrapped up as soon as possible. It'd be good to get it wrapped up and then go into the Hibs game and the Celtic game without any pressure of knowing that we really need to win and stuff like that. It'd be good. We could probably even rest players against Hibs. Know that I think we'll do that, but it's an option there to kind of rest players. Before I go on my prediction and who's playing, who's not playing, who's injuries and stuff like that, I'll go on a couple of things that have happened this week you may or may not have heard of. Jake Hastie, I reported a couple of weeks ago, we had dropped our interest in him. That's picked back up again, and he's actually signed for Rangers on a pre-contract. Signed for Motherwell. It's free, but the only thing is, because he's under a certain age, I think it's 24 in Scotland, you have to pay a development fee, which is probably going to be around £350,000. It's, in my opinion, slightly high, but I would be willing to pay that to get a player of his quality. I think he's really direct, really quick. He's another option on the wings. Obviously we've got Candeas, we've got Gresdale. I think Gresdale will probably leave in the summer. Spoiler alert for any future videos, but I think he will. So it leaves us kind of light on the right hand side, although I think Kent can play there, but there's no guarantees obviously getting him for next season. So Hastie will be a great addition to the squad, and I think he'll be able to force his way into the team as well. Very similar to Glenn Middleton on the other side. He's very quick, very direct, as I've said, and he's scored a couple of goals this season actually. Since he came back to Motherwell from his loan spell, he's had 16 games for Motherwell and scored 6 goals in that time. I think that's a pretty good return for a young winger, and really what is probably his first real season in the top flight, I would say, because obviously the other seasons he's been away on loan and stuff like that in the lower divisions. So for me, Hastie is a great signing. As I say, it bolsters the squad a little bit as well. The other thing I was going to talk about is the new kits. Now these haven't been officially revealed yet. There was a video that's leaked to the internet. You know what it's like with the internet. As soon as something leaks, you get pictures here and there. The pictures aren't the greatest of quality, the ones I've seen, but a lot of the tops really look quite smart. Don't know if you've seen any of them. The home top is obviously blue. It's got little designs of like Rangers badges and stuff like that inside. It's a really nice top. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll put a wee picture up in a minute. The away one is black with blue stripes coming up. It's kind of like the Chelsea one. Really smart. I think that's probably my favourite one. And the other one's just plain red it's, I think the whole kit's red, which is probably an homage to Liverpool and Gerrard and stuff like that. But a lot of people have pointed out that it looks like the Aberdeen strip, which is obviously going to put a lot of people off. I think it's still nice. They probably could have done with maybe just black shorts or something to kind of break it up and not look so much like Aberdeen. But there you go. I'll put this wee picture up here now. Just it's not the best of qualities, as I said, because they're obviously, these are still images from an actual video that's been released, or leaked, sorry. So here it is here. So tell me what you guys think of them. I really think they're really smart. I really like this black away one. Really nice. It's probably the one I'm going to get first, if anything, but I really do like the home one as well. Before my prediction, I'll give you my team news or what I know about the team. There is a doubt for Tavernier, which is a little bit of a shame, but it gives us an opportunity to either bring Flanagan in on the right, or we can even bring this Matt Polster in, who had a couple of minutes at the end of that Hearts game, where he didn't really get a chance to show what he can do, but he did have one pass that actually set up an opportunity. Quite looking forward to seeing him. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos, and I know he can kind of, even Sadiq looked good in a YouTube video, so that kind of says it all. But he does look pretty good. He looks like he loves Rangers. Obviously, I think his wife's got a YouTube channel as well, which I don't know the name of. You can maybe check that out and try and find it. So I think he's a possibility to play. Obviously, Jermaine Defoe has been said he's a doubt. I'm really struggling to think who we would play if he doesn't play. Obviously, Ryan Kent is back, so Ryan Kent is obviously an option there. But will he play Lafferty? I don't think he will play Lafferty, which is another thing we'll go into in a wee while. But it's a difficult one if Defoe isn't playing, because obviously Alfredo Morelos is still out. So it'll be interesting to see who he plays in that role. Obviously, Graham Dorns is in training, he's doing double training sessions, things like that, but he's not going to be back for this game, unfortunately. And the news on Jamie Murphy is, unfortunately, for me, this has probably been pretty obvious all season. I didn't think it was going to happen. Jamie Murphy is not going to make this season. He's going to be involved in training towards the end of the season, but the fact is our last game, which is probably what he's going to be pushing for, is on a synthetic pitch on Kilmarnock, and he's not going to be resting on that pitch. Obviously, that was the same pitch that he got injured all these months ago, and he's not going to be risked for one final game when realistically we'll probably have wrapped it up by that point. Now, before I go into my prediction, I'll mention this. Obviously, I mentioned Lafferty being an option that he might not go for, and the reason I said that is last week we had a bounce game against Liverpool to get a lot of the fringe players' fitness and that up. And by half time we were 4-0 down. Really poor performance for a lot of the fringe players who he's really disappointed with. And second half he changed things. Well, no, Gerrard obviously. I think is it Murray still in charge of that development team? I think it is. Anyway, they made changes. 4 youngsters came on who were like 16, 17 year old. Changed the game. We ended up drawing 4-4 and they were absolutely outstanding. There was no commitment from the French players who are supposed to be big experienced players. He didn't see enough of them. Obviously Gerrard watched the game. Didn't see enough of them, and Lafferty was one of them, let's just say, and for me he's not going to really make an impact in this side in the next couple of games unless we're really stretched. As I say, Defoe's out, Morelos is out. That's probably the only reason you'll get in at this stage of the season. I think I'd probably go as far as saying his Rangers career's over at this stage. He's probably going to leave in the summer, I would say. So that's the reason I mentioned Lafferty in particular, probably not going to be involved unless we're really stretched for players, because I think he's massively let himself down, and let's be honest, it's a transfer that's not really worked, apart from that one really good game against Villarreal and the fact he scored a double against Motherwell, I think it was. He's not really done enough for me. So time for my prediction, and obviously Rangers have found it really difficult to play against Aberdeen this season. We've only got the one win in 6-7 games we've played them. Disappointing record, particularly in Glasgow. We've never beat them in Glasgow this season. We've got a draw and we've got a win at Pittodrie, but when we played them in Ibrox and in the cup games at Hampden, we've not been able to do particularly well against them. Aberdeen seem to have a game plan against us, which is to sit in, frustrate us, hit us on the break and get a goal, and then sit back in again and try and frustrate us again. Now in those couple of games, we've obviously played that alternate system where we're playing down the wings and we're just trying to get crosses in. Doesn't really work against Aberdeen. They're a big physical side. You could sit and cross the ball all day, and Scott McKenna, and it's usually Considine that plays in the middle. They're just going to sweep it aside. They're just going to win every single header, especially against the likes of Jermaine Defoe and maybe Arfield, who's going to be in there. Really small guys. There's no point just lumping it in the box, because that's exactly what Aberdeen want. So I really hope we go for a different approach to this game, and obviously in the last few games we have done that different approach where we've played a little bit more direct through the middle, and Defoe and Arfield have obviously linked up really well. So I'm going to go for Rangers 2, Aberdeen 1. I believe they will score, unfortunately, but I think we'll have enough in the tank to beat them. I'm going to go for Arfield and Defoe again. I just think they've had such an amazing partnership in the last 3-4 games, and I can't see anybody else scoring unless it's for like a set play, like maybe a Katic from a header, or Tavernier for a penalty or a free kick or something like that. But yeah, for me, 2-1. Let me know what you guys think down below. You usually do give us real good predictions and stuff like that, so keep it up, guys. Going to end the video there. Obviously the game isn't until Sunday. I'm doing this video on Friday night because I'm working Saturday night, and I'm also working Sunday night. I'll miss the game, but I'll record it and I'll watch it later. So obviously it's going to be the same again this week. I'm not going to be able to do the review video or reaction video, if you like, until Monday night probably. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you very much for the support you've given me. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel, help it out. And thanks for watching, guys. Cheers, I'll see you in the next one.